Hi, I wrote a book. Hi, in case you guys don't know me, my name is Erin, and I make videos on here. Not high quality videos, because I am a college student, but I make videos about pop culture and childhood nostalgic things, in case you guys are curious. And this may come really out of the blue, because I do not think I ever have made a book video on here, like, ever. So, guess this is new to you guys. Okay, so again, I know this is really random, but this is just me promoting this book. Yes, it is called The Hopeless Dynasty, and I have been writing this book for about 4 years, I think, technically. I've been writing it on and off for a while. So I guess I'll just get into the process in case any of you guys watching want to publish a book. I'll first be getting into what the book is about and all that kind of stuff in case you guys are curious, and then I'll be getting into the process of how I did this as a 21-year-old. So let's get started. Okay, so as I mentioned before, yes, this book is called The Hopeless Dynasty. It is a fantasy romance book, and this is so embarrassing, but I kind of got the inspiration for this book after I watched The Third How Train Dragon in theaters. I know, weird. And I mean, this book isn't like the third movie really at all, but it gave me like the initial kind of idea, and I was like, I grew up writing fanfics and I haven't wrote a fanfic in a while. So this turned into a How to Train Dragon fanfic into an original book, which is like really weird, really crazy. And so I was like, okay. So I kind of went off of that. It went off of like the characters in How to Train Dragon, and then it came to be my own characters, and then it came to be my own little story. And sure, maybe there's like splashes of maybe some characters might seem familiar to the other whatever, like the other characters and stuff, but no, these are obviously all my characters. They're all cool. So first, I'm gonna give you a summary of this book, and obviously there's like a summary on the back, but I'll be telling it in my own words in case, you know, this is a book talk, okay? I'm discussing this book with you. So, yes, this book is about a princess. Her name is Sage Willowsbrook, and she lives on an island, or a kingdom. She's a princess. She lives on a kingdom, and her father's dead, and she believes that her father has died in, like, some sort of house fire. She's not exactly 100% sure because no one will tell her, even though she's a princess. So it's like, okay, no one tells her where the heck her father has been, and her mother is also sick and dying from an illness. But her mother's not a huge part of this book, but she is in this book, a few scenes. But yeah, so she has a mother who is dying of an illness, which is really sad, and all that she has really left is her older brother. His name is Cedric, and he is the king of this island, or this kingdom. I keep saying, well, it is an island. It's a kingdom, island, whatever. I keep saying island, but it's a kingdom technically. So yeah, so they're chilling on this island, but then meanwhile, on a separate island, there's this guy named Ronan Crawford. Apparently his parents died in a shipwreck when he was like 3 years old, and then he was but he washed up on this other opposing island that is enemies of Princess Sage's island. Okay, stay with me. So they are officially like, their tribes are kind of enemies, and then he is raised all his life. He's 24 when this book takes place. He's 24, and he is raised by killers. He's raised by people who abuse and terrorize dragons, and he's one of the guys who's like, I don't really want to. And yes, that is where How to Train Dragon kind of comes into play. That's where I got the inspiration, is Ronan does kind of give Hiccup vibes. He's kind of like, you know, he tries to be something he's not. He wants to prove himself to his kingdom, like all that kind of stuff. He wants to be a dragon killer, but then, you know, because he thinks that's cool, but then he realizes, I don't really want to. He doesn't really go too far into the killing aspect, like he never actually attempts it or anything, but he's just kind of like, I kind of want to, like, I kind of think I need to prove myself. So then her, the queen of the kingdom that he washed up on, he basically adopted her as like a stepbrother, technically adopted siblings, but I use step in this book for some reason. Whoops. So they are technically adopted siblings, and So she basically brainwashes him into thinking that Princess Sage Willowsbrook and Cedric Willowsbrook are actually, like, bad. Like, they are bad, they deserve to die. So she basically sends him on a quest to kill Sage and Cedric Willowsbrook. So the whole story is basically, because of course there's some, like, things that are kind of unanswered at first, but we kind of learn that on the way. We kind of learn about his parents, Ronan's parents. We learn how they perish. And we learn a little bit about Sage's background, but I kind of left it most, like, open-ended. I mean, we do find out what happens to, like, her dad officially, but of course I'm not going to spoil anything. So yeah, they do find that out in this book, and Sage is like, and of course there's also romance, so you know, there is romance in this book. And if you guys are curious, this book is also light spice, and it is very light. Like, if you guys read Fourth Wing or The Court of Thorns and Roses or anything like that, then yeah, this book is like nothing. I had to label it as new adult because of those things, but again, it's really like not bad. Like, it's really like, it's light spice, okay? There's really not that much that goes into it. There's maybe 2 kind of heated scenes, and again, 1 kind of light spice scene. But yeah, most of it is just kind of like banter, just kind of romance banter that you'll see in like movies and stuff. So yeah, it's not that bad. And is also rated 18 plus only because there's lots of like gore and kind of like brutal scenes. There is gore, there's like blood, there's really aggressive blood, there's really like really explained like gross wounds that people have, like, you know, popping joints, like all that kind of stuff. But again, if you read Fourth Wing, then like this is probably nothing, to be honest. So yeah, that's the main thing. And of course, there's something else I was going to mention about the summary. Again, this whole just like other stuff in this book that happens too, but that's like the main idea. So of course Ronan goes to the kingdom, and then of course he kind of gets cold feet about the whole thing, but again, not to spoil anything, that's pretty much where the summary on the back kind of ends, where it's kind of like, yeah, so how will it happen once he washes up on this island? And I guess you guys have to see. So yeah, that's pretty much the entire summary of this book. And and in case you guys are curious, yes, I edited this book myself, and you guys will probably notice. Like, I mean, guys, I obviously wouldn't edit a book if there's like a lot of errors. Obviously, I would never have published a book if there's like a lot of errors in it. But rereading this book as like an actual book now, yeah, I found about 2 errors. I'm just gonna be completely honest, okay? I want you guys to know that I'm aware. So you guys don't just read and be like, Erin, did you check this book? I'm like, yes, I checked it. I checked it, okay? I'm a little not the best reader, which is weird for someone who wrote a book. I'm not the best reader, okay? I miss stuff. I'm not perfect. I'm sorry. So, I haven't read the entire thing through. I read like about halfway, and I found maybe like 2 errors or something. So if I find like a lot more, then I'm probably gonna have to redo the transcript or the manuscript, which would be pretty annoying, but of course I will. So yeah, I'm just putting that out there first. Yes, I know there are some mistakes in here, okay? I'm sorry, okay? And again, I wrote this like while I was doing nursing school. I'm not saying that's like an excuse to like not edit your book. I'm just saying that like I had a lot on my mind, okay? I had a lot on my mind. I'm sorry. So yeah, so I'm just gonna get that out of the way. Now I'm also going to be talking about some of my inspiration I guess I got from the book. Obviously, I told you about the Hatching Dragon. Yes, I got inspired the day after I saw the 3rd movie. So yes, I did get inspired by the 3rd movie to write this book. And of course, as I mentioned, my main character, her name is Sage Willowsbrook. And I kind of inspired her character based off of kind of a mixture of Violet Sorrengail from Fourth Wing, and also, this is so random, Trish from Divergent. They're kind of like a mix of like, you know, kind of a mix of it. So, and then the main character, the hero, I guess, Ronan, he is, so he is inspired by, I actually don't know, to be honest. I think he's mostly inspired by Hiccup, I guess. Like, his personality is kind of similar to him, mixed with some mixed with like Peeta from Hunger Games, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I guess he's kind of just like an OG guy. He's just chilling, okay? He's just chilling in the book. He's just thriving, you know? And then I didn't mention this at all because he's not relevant to like the actual like description of everything. But of course there has to be some conflict beside the main villain. There's a guy in this book also named Axel. He's kind of like the person who kind of gets in the way of everything. He's the guy who's like too good for his own good. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you know what I mean. He's like just too much of a good guy to the point where he almost ends up being like the side villain. Again, not to spoil anything because it does kind of explain. It's like a slow burn when it comes to him. Yeah, his name is Axel. And if you guys know Dane from Fourth Wing, and if you guys know Gale from Hunger Games, then you guys know what kind of character I'm talking about. But also, the main thing, whoa, but the main person that I actually, which is weird, but I inspired the character Axel out of, I inspired his character from Jason from Stranger Things, which is so random. I know, it's really random. But I kind of like Jason as like a side villain because that's what Axel is. He's a side villain. He's not the real threat to everything, but he's kind of like a side villain. But the reason I like Jason is because he had good intentions. He is like that guy who didn't know what was going on. Again, if you guys don't know Stranger Things and you guys don't know what I'm talking about, but he didn't know what was going on. He just assumed that Eddie was killing everyone and he killed his girlfriend, so he wanted to bring justice to Hawkins, which makes sense. And that is what Axel was kind of like. He is technically the side villain, but he has good intentions, so you guys will learn about him too. And yes, in case you guys are also curious, I named Sage based off of my American Girl doll that I grew up with. Yes, I really love the name Sage for some reason. And yes, I also named Ronan based off of that Taylor Swift song because I love that song. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I love it. It makes me cry, but I love it. So yeah, that's pretty much the main thing about this. So yeah, that's pretty much what the book is about. And again, the couple in the book is Sage and Ronan. They're chilling. And yes, my inspiration for that couple, I guess, is Hickstrid, because everyone loves Hickstrid. You can't deny it. Okay, OTP. Hickstrid, Trish and Four from Divergent, Peeta and Katniss from Hunger Games, and what's his face? Violet and Xaden from Fourth Wing. I guess those are kind of my inspirations, but they're not really like some of them, like, I don't know, bits and pieces, I guess, okay? Obviously, these are inspiration, but, like, loosely inspired, because, like, I'm not looking to get sued, okay? I'm not gonna get sued. I'm freaking 21 years old. I have no money. So, yeah, so that's the main thing. Now, I guess I'll be getting into, oh, also, another thing. There is actually a disabled girl in here. She's the cute little, friend of Sage. Her name is Seraphine, and she's blind. So there's a blind, I mean, unfortunately I couldn't use her because I wrote her character like so last minute. I wrote it so last minute, guys. Like after the second draft I wrote her, just because I was like, I feel like something's missing in this book. And so, you know, and unfortunately there are no LGBTQ plus characters in this, so I'm sorry if you were looking for that. I was originally going to do that, but like I feel like if I would, it would have been really forced because it had no room really for the story. I feel like you'll be like, okay, that was just put in for the sake of representation. And you guys probably know how I feel about that. I talk about that a lot. Like, I'm all for representation, but I hate when it's like so jam-packed to the point where it doesn't make sense in the story, or like it just feels so incredibly forced. I'm not really for that, so that's why I didn't do any of that. But, you know, so I just decided to casually put in a deaf character, a blind character. And yeah, she's very sassy, she's really cute, she's very fun. And there are 2 dragons in here. And they are, like, I mean, I'm always comparing other things, but they are kind of similar to Tarn and Endara from Fourth Wing as well. Yes, I mean, they're trying to, like, they're chilling. Especially the 2 characters, or the 2 dragons in this book. Their names are Fortis and Marletta. Those are the 2 dragons in this book, and they're chilling. They're chilling. I really like how Fortis came out, and it was actually really fun to write his character. he was freaking chilling. He's really cute. He's also kind of a manipulator, but you'll see what I mean in this book. He lies a lot, but again, you'll see. You'll see what I mean in this book. And yeah, so that's pretty much the main thing when it comes to this, you know? That's the main thing when it comes to this book and about the storylines and all that kind of stuff. You'll see what happens. Now on to the actual process of how I actually made this book. So how it happened, obviously, I started it, like, again, in, like, 2019, but it was, like, so different than how it actually came out. Like, it came out so different, guys. So different. Like, it was so bad. Like, the first time I wrote this, it was so bad. I did not know what I was doing. It was horrible. So I was like, okay, but then I wasn't really going anywhere with it because I was like, I'm never going to publish this, so, like, what's the point? Like, why would I do this? But then my friend actually wrote her first book on the Amazon KDP thing, and I was like, oh, okay, because I also did not want to, like, invest all my money and time into a book because I would be like, especially because, again, I'm a college student. I'm not going to be doing this for a living, so I'm just going to be, this is more like a side hobby. So I'm just kind of like, ugh, like, I'm not going to invest all this money into, like, a publishing company, and then it might be rejected, and then I'll get sad, and then I'll be like, okay. So I just wanted to kind of do it just for the sake of doing it. I was like, okay, let me just put this out there somewhere. So that's why Amazon KDP is completely, this is not sponsored by Amazon KDP, but again, it is a free book book posting place. You can post your books, you could post it on Kindle, you could post hardcovers, paperback. I obviously just did paperback because that is also the cheapest because I'm broke. But yeah, so I'm gonna be completely honest. To write this book that I'm having right now, this book that you see right in front of me, $0. Yeah, $0, guys, to write this book. Okay, $0. And do I kind of regret it? Not the zero, I mean, obviously not for Amazon KDP, but yes, I do regret not getting an editor because, like I mentioned before, I did find a few errors in this book already. So, like, yikes, big oops, big So that's kind of sucks. So I do wish I kind of got, I shouldn't say I wish I got an editor because I knew some editors, like, they charge like $1,000, and it's like, I'm not going to invest all that money if I might not be able to make it back, like, ever. So I'm like, ugh. So no, I do not really regret it because, again, but if you have the money and if you really, really want to become an author, then I do recommend doing it because, again, it's hard editing yourself. Editing yourself, you're kind of like, whoops, yikes, ooh, and you might definitely find some errors. But also, in my defense, I guess, I don't know, in any, like, mistake, any author who made a mistake in their defense, I have found books where there's, like, mess ups all the time too. So, like, accidents happen, we're all human, it happens. Yeah, like, I have found some grammar mistakes, I found some spelling errors, I even found some things where, like, they repeated the word. Like, I saw someone use, like, the word twice, and capital errors. Like, I see them all, and I personally don't really care, to be honest. As long as it's not, like, so bad where it's, like, distracting me from the story, then I'll be kind of like, But yeah, honestly, personally, I don't really care. I know there's gonna be some people who read this and are probably gonna be, like, nitpicking everything, but, like, that happens. I'm not gonna be upset or anything because I'm not posting this, or I'm not publishing this expecting I'm gonna be getting, oh, good reviews, like that. Like, you have to be prepared for the worst. You have to be prepared first, because, again, I know I'm gonna be getting some comments about the grammar, about some of the dialogue, maybe some of the, like, I don't know, something. I know I'm gonna get nitpicked with this, and again, it's what happens. It happens, bro. Like, that's just life. You know, you get nitpicked and stuff, which is, like, again, for someone who did publish their own book, I am kind of proud how it turned out. Like, you know, it's not insanely crazy. It's not, like, and I like the length too. It's not insanely long. This is the type of books that I like. I like books. It's about 400 pages. It's really, like, it's really not bad. I really do kind of like it. It's really cute. So yeah, it is fun. And in case you guys are curious about the cover, if you guys haven't seen the cover, this is what it looks like up close without me freaking showing it around all the time. Yeah, so I did use AI for this cover, so I'm very sorry. It was a mixture of AI and my own personal thing, so I didn't just, like, completely do it. But I kind of wanted to, like, put my idea for a cover out somewhere, and I was like, okay, I just need to put this into an AI app so I at least get an idea in my head. And so that's what I did. I just kind of wrote, okay, a purple smoky background, a girl with long blonde hair facing a castle where, like, holding a sword, and that's kind of what it gave me. So yeah, so I kind of did that, and I also kind of edited myself a little too. The same with the text on the top and of course text on the bottom. Yeah, so that's all. I kind of like did that part. And before you guys edit a book as well, it's also very important to, you know, copyright it. Where is the copyright? Oh no. Okay, here it is. Yeah, it's important to copyright the book. You have to put a copyright thing. And you can also buy a copywritten thing if you want for like $50. But again, I am a cheap person, so it's valid though. Like, I didn't just, like, you know, write whatever. It is valid. So I did, yeah, so I did, you know, get it. It's official. I got, again, a copywritten, like, free ISBN to put in the book too. So I have that too. So yeah, it's honestly really neat. When I first saw this in the freaking mail, I was shook, guys. I was like, because I did not expect it to look this high quality. Like, I was like, I thought the book was gonna look like crap because it's free, so I thought it was gonna look like total crap. But I was like, damn, okay. So yeah, so that's kind of cool. And yes, they do also take like $3 to $5 off shipping fees and copy fees or whatever. So yeah, like, my book is $17 on Amazon. So if you buy it, or if you wrote a book that's $17, you could also pick the price you want. I did mine about $17. That's about the normal price for paperback novels. So I was like, okay. So I did it for about that. And yeah, so there was like, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, I'm not with it today. I'm not with it, okay? I'm brain dead. I'm brain dead, apparently. I'm making a book that's $17. They take $5 out of that, and then you get the rest. So it's like, fun, nice, exciting. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about this book, if you guys have questions about just how to publish a book in general, then hit me up. Comment down below. I'm really curious what you guys think. And yeah, so again, I apologize if it was bad. That, I know that is not a good pitch. I'm sorry. This is just my insecurities coming through, because again, this is my first book. I'm nervous. I'm scared. It kept me up at night last night for some reason. I'm being completely honest, okay? So I'm sorry. But again, I don't want that to stop you from being honest or anything. But, you know, yeah, so I apologize if it's bad. It is. I also left it really open-ended in the ending, so there is potential hope for a sequel if someone wants a sequel. So it's like, okay. So yeah, so that is pretty much the book. That's the idea. That's what's happening. So if you guys want to follow me on my TikTok, I have 2 TikToks. One is technically my book talk. I don't post like other, well, I almost broke the cover, okay. I don't really post other books on there, but I post a lot of promos for this book in case you guys just want to see some book promos, I guess, some book trailers I have for my own book. And yeah, and I also, you know, there's also lots of book accounts that follow me, and I follow a lot of book accounts, so fun. I also have an edit account, which will also be right here. So yeah, I have an edit account where I post literally any kind of edit demand, like literally anything. I just posted an Olivia Rodrigo edit, so like, fun. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's really quick, it's really short, nothing much to it, just me discussing, talking to you guys about this book. So yeah, if you guys want to check it out, definitely do. Again, it's called The Hopeless Dynasty by Erin Rancan on Amazon. So hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.